Welcome to the CT News Report. I'm Tommy Lopez. Tonight we'll look at VCU students' experience at the polls and those who swarmed the streets after the announcement of Obama's victory. We begin tonight with Voting Tuesday. Students joined state residents and the rest of the nation in flocking to the polls. All signs point to the number of Virginians voting in 2012 exceeding the mark set in 2008, which was up 70% from 2004. Some lines were lengthy where students were voting, with waits hours long. Some locations reported malfunctioning machines for parts of the morning. Some first-time voters felt added pressure because of the importance of Virginia.
I'd say yes, because I'm from Delaware, and usually Delaware doesn't have a lot of say when it comes to, the electoral votes and everything. So, of course, Virginia is much more powerful when it comes to that. So I'd say yes.
Other students were simply following their civic duty.
It felt a little weird just because it was my first time voting, and so I wasn't really thinking about the added pressure.
I felt like, I'm supposed to vote anyway, so I just felt it was just something I should do.
I'm not very educated on this. I was really pressured, and I feel like my vote is very critical, and I feel good that I voted, yeah.
Lee Shoemake received just under 10% of the vote for city council. She says she targeted students.
The student population, I think they're incredibly important to the presidential elections.
Shoemake was at the polls around campus all day Tuesday.
Outreach at the dorms and in the Oregon Hill and Randolph neighborhoods, but I just thought it would be important to be here. The first part of the day, I'm actually getting ready to head out to another poll now.
As the evening approached and the polls closed, many students went to the student commons to watch election coverage. After the announcement of Obama's victory, hundreds of students flooded the streets around campus. Here's our report from Tuesday night. The calm before the storm took place this evening as students gathered at the student commons to watch the election coverage. Just before 11:30 p.m., when the media began calling the election for President Barack Obama, students took to the streets. Here's how West Broad Street looked as the crowd started at around 100 but steadily grew. The masses traversed the intersection of Broad and Schaefer Streets. The CT was in the middle of the mayhem. Broad Street is ridiculous right now. As you can see behind me, students everywhere. We're right near Laurel here on Broad Street. It's hard to hear what's going on. The riots have been going on now for about 30 minutes as students continue to line Broad Street. Police remained in the area throughout the chaos, but rarely made an attempt to control the crowd. Then the crowd left, traveling to Monroe Park. Here's what the return trip to Broad Street looked like. The crowd began to thin out before the students made a stop at the library. The crowd's intensity began to decline around 1 a.m. Wednesday morning. There are no reports yet of any damages or arrests. Obama received just over 50% of the popular vote in Virginia to just under 48% for Romney. Those figures are right around the national numbers. Thanks for watching the CT News Report. As always, you can find a copy of the Commonwealth Times at newsstands on campus.